It is day 49 of the Bankroll Challenge, and the reason why it's a big day is we're playing the Sunday Storm for $10. We've got a $10 ticket in a moment that's going to start. That is a Power Path Step 4 satellite, so a Power Path Step 3. And then we've got a $100 ticket in an hour's time for a Power Path Step 4 for either a Bronze Pass, Silver Pass, or Gold Pass we'll be aiming for. So, huge, huge day by our Bankroll standards. Can we convert? Let's find out, baby. Woo! Okay, so we got overcards and a runner flush draw here on the very first hand. And because it's bounties, and because I don't want to donk away chips too early, I'm going to keep this simple for now and check it with them. Okay, so the 9 was a good card for us winning with ace high, but I think we've got to respect the bet out. Like I say, let's keep it simple. Long way to go. We want to pick off short stacks. And we want to capitalize on some monsters, if we can do. The little pots like that, at the moment, not so important. They're just potential pit traps. Here is the other one. Just checking that that's captured correctly. It is. That's great. So that'll be starting within a minute. That's the Power Path Step 3. We qualified one of them yesterday, but I think probably for the first time. Not sure I've ever got to the $100 one before. No, I must have done, because I think I've gone to a Sunday Million from it, but there wasn't a Sunday Million available this time. And it's certainly been a long time. Yeah, it's been a long time. We have done, but it's been a good amount of months. Pretty happy just to be folding for now. Is the England match on BBC or ITV? BBC by the look of it. Sure it should be somewhere on the BBC website, but I can't find where. Oh, we got pocket threes to a limper over here, so let's set mine. And the winner is not us. Ace, Queen, Jack. Not the best I've ever seen for pocket threes. I think if it checks round, we'll just try and hit a 3. Ha! If it checks around again, we could represent the 10, but it doesn't. It doesn't. No, we're gonna chuck the 3s away now. Ace, King, Queen, Jack, 4 different suits. Wow. Oh, I say wow. Sorry. Very obvious that they both had the 10. Don't know what I was wowing there. I think we could have taken it with a bet on the flop. But again, for that little amount, we don't care too much. We weren't to know. Big blind up here in the Sunday Storm. Is anyone going to raise our King 6 offsuit? Fear the King 6. Fold to our big blind. Oh. Oh, Zomb. Man, that's quick. You're so fast in the chat, Zomb. I'm very impressed. Nice to have you here, man. Thank you. And then you're not the most loudmouthed out of the chat members after your hello, but it's always really nice to know you're here, mate. With your quiet dignity. Not the worst fold for us. 5 would give us the nuts, but can't go chasing gut shots too often. Especially this pot size already. Yeah, that's not an amount we want to spend, is it? Calling amounts like this. It's a good way to kill your stack. That might slow things down. It did. We see a river card. Oh, wow, it only slowed things down because it made him a monstrous 2-pair against kings as well. So it actually gave him the lead. Wow. Wow. Go on, let's... Oh, I've clicked the wrong thing. My apologies. Let's raise this up and see how it goes. Immediately called, so we're out of position, but it does look like we'll get to see the flop, which for our hand here is kind of what we want, right? And we hit top pair. We do hit top pair. Wow. It's not the absolute best kicker we could have here, is it? It doesn't feel like there's an ace-king out there, but it is possible we could run into a king-queen or a king-jack. So that's what we're afraid of, along with like a set of 5s. And we get called on a very dry flop by 2 players. And then an ace lands. Well, I was already thinking, I'm kind of looking for an excuse to get away from this. Now I really think... Yeah, I'm just check calling this. King 7, King 10, and it was 7-4 of spades. Not sure what the 7-4 of spades was doing, but yeah, we actually outkicked the... Oh, right, okay. Sure. It's a big chunk, but if the 7 comes, it's monstrous. Oh! We could be in trouble here. I think this is it. I think this is it. We're a bit committed here because we've got a gut shot and an overpair, and they've check called us as well. Does feel a bit like they've got ace king. Does feel a little bit like they've got ace king here. They can't have got a set. They could have a set. 2's fine. Like, they shouldn't really have the 4. They've bet pot. You're kidding me. What have they... What have they check called on the flop with? It's either ace king or they've got a set. I just don't have enough of a read on this player. I'm going to take the fold this time. I'm pretty sure they didn't have the queen. There is a world in which ace-queen is possible there. What a strange... Because they 3-bet as well. I really had them on ace-king for a while. They 3-bet really big, which does make it feel a bit like ace-king. But it's so easy for them to have an overpair. It's just weird to check it. It's really weird for them to check that 3-bet and then check. I'm somewhat regretting the fold. Ace-king just fits it so well, but they could be a tricky, trappy player that had an overpair. or that had or they could be a player that with 3-pair, a lower pocket pair that's a set there. But yeah, does feel a little bit more like they had ace king to me. We've got 10s down here. Let me know what you think in chat about the pocket 7s fold. It's going to look a lot weaker than 10s. If we get 3-bet here, we're going to have to go for this. We do get 3-bet here. What I'd love to do is just call, but it's... Oh, our 10s run into kings. Oh, we hit a 10. They've got a queen for a straight, though. Oh, my goodness, we hit another 10. Well, that is just insanely lucky. So we double up with 10s against kings. Wow. Total cold deck until we bad beat. Sunday Storm isn't as slow as I was expecting it to be. I really have a bad feeling I had ace king in that Sunday Storm hand. What if they had aces? 3-bet aces. We'd have had an ace here, but a really dodgy ace. Oh my goodness. I'm not at all confident that our ace-6 is ahead here. They can't both have an ace. What's going on? No, they both have the king, and one of them had a flush draw with it. Darn. Dimmy! You must be Welsh. Hey, Hellboy, great to see you, man. Poker time, Kevin Wonders. How you doing? Ah, nice song, nice. Ah, glad I could be there for you while you're working. I certainly like to have a stream on when I work a lot of the time as well. Yeah, Dimmy, exactly. Football isn't even on my radar. Rugby union or nothing. Dr. Hellboy, yes, I believe that is historically accurate. Yeah, 3-bet pocket aces. See a really weak, low-looking flop. Don't continuation bet. Kind of makes sense. It would have to be Fold'em, right, Dimmy? That would fit a lot better if he screamed Fold'em. You got good odds to see a flop here. That's an interesting middle pair. That's an I think we got to try and defend our middle pair here. We're squeezing the original razor. And the other guy's checked. We've got a reasonable chance that we're winning with this. Yeah, nice. Really nice. All right, this one's going well. We're about a quarter of our stack down in the Sunday Storm because I chickened out of a call on the on the river. Had I been wrong, though, if I'd called them in wrong, we'd be down to like a quarter of our stack. And I'm still really torn on that hand. Hopefully we'll drag it back up. Quad tens, man, that was sick, wasn't it? That was absolutely disgusting. We'll take you, Dimmy. We'll take you. You wouldn't make the England team unless you're playing Imperial Nobility. So you might as well be Welsh. No, in all seriousness, you've got the joint record ever on Black Box Trophy for Imperial Nobility. So congratulations, man. You really are talented with them. I only drew against Imperial Nobility with Necro today. That was disappointing. Folding on both tables. Four minutes left of late registration here, which carries us through to the end of the next break. 2 hours and 10 minutes in the Sunday Storm. I need to occasionally scan for short stacks, don't I? No one's taken anybody out yet, and nobody's that short stacked. In fact, sadly, we are the short stack. we can't take anyone's bounty at the moment. Everything about those sevens said call, which is so weird. So they 3-bet checked a low flop. We bet in position, which looks a bit like a bluff. We slow down when the queen comes as if we're scared, and then there's 4 to a straight on the river, which they can't possibly have, but is like prime bluffing material. And then they bet the entire pot. That put me off, but I don't know. I don't know. That's going to go round and round in my head tonight. Pocket fours in the big blind on the power path. We were going to shove if they raised, and raised if they limped, and limped if they shoved. No, I don't know about the last one. I don't know where this soap turned up from, but boy, it's nice to smell. I think all poker players should have like sniffing salts or something at the table. Nah, let's just get out of this. If there's a limper, we could have come in, but it's not very often anymore, is it? You get limpers. It's a shame. I miss those days. All right, big blind in the Sunday Storm. We land ace 8 off. We turned down ace 6 off earlier, and for a relatively small raise, and would have taken that down, sadly, with trip aces by the turn. I think we definitely call a min raise. Oh, we might have been small blind. Sorry, I think we'd have called if we'd been big blind. I think we were small blind, which is why we turned that on that ace 6. Yep, that's definitely a call. We get crazy odds to have a look. Not a flop though. Run of hearts to give us a really poor flush. If we had the ace of hearts now, we'd have an absolute monster, wouldn't we? But that's not what we've got. Oh, they both got a king. There's a heart. If one of them had the flush, it's come in. King and the flush. Wow. They both had the flush. What a flat call. What an unbelievably good flat call. From Aragorn. He had the jack high flush. Holy moly. Not re-raising that. I think it probably is the right play. Ooh, I'm gonna step aside here. We're doing okay. We don't need to take unnecessary risk, and it's hard for ace 10 to be comfortably ahead, like 4-5 handed. Oh my goodness, so many players in this pot. Hey, Veli, great to see you, man. 40 minutes. Yeah, you sure are, Demi. You're the only knob for me. Ha! Cheers, temporary guest. Due to poker ticket offers, we actually have a bit of money, a bit of the bankroll on the England game. We do need England to win that. That's not too bothered. Still no short stack, still no bounties been claimed here. We are now slightly ahead of Aragorn, but we just saw how incredibly hard it is to get him all in. If Floppy loses this pot, then we're slightly ahead of them as well. So come on, Otro. Checks the river. That's not a good sign. Nope. Queen high beats Jack high. Just needed Otro to bet there, but he didn't have it in him. Oh, so sorry. I'm commentating on the on the other table. So yeah, sorry. We're ahead of Aragorn, but actually we are ahead of Floppy. Cool. So okay, so we've got 2 potential bounties we could clear up. But realistically, the way you get bounties this early is 2 players going in against each other, and one comes out incredibly short stacked, right? It's not very likely that we get all in for 14,000 with either of those. Not getting anything there just yet. Oh, though, we do get something here. We're getting everything in the power path and nothing in the Sunday Storm. One thing I will say about folding the 7s is it certainly the ICM would approve, right? Like, ICM model helps the fold be a good fold. Us being able to play on from 7,500 rather than 2,500. Oh my goodness. Oh no! I have never ever had kings that are so dead to me as right now, 6-handed ace 5-5 flop. Goodbye, pocket kings. I think we're going to get to see at least 2 of the hands. Because Steel Wheel has to call. Napoleon could fold. Pretty close one. They do call. Ace 10, ace 7. Ace 10 wins. Ace 10 wins. Oh my goodness, straight into ace king. I was going to say, it can't be worse than the kings. It absolutely can. We could lose all our chips. And the other hand is ace 3. So there were 3 aces out there when that ace hit. Our kings were well and truly dead. We're just shoving this. We're out of position. It's not suited. We don't see a flop. Well, yes, I think with that extra limp as well, that makes the pot nearly 2,000. So I think that makes our shove pretty reasonable. Abzal hopefully genuinely thinking, yeah, fold. We'll take 2,000. That sounds good to me. That makes up for the kings. Half an hour to go till late registration. Under the gun on the other table, we get 7 deuce, so we'll stick here for a moment. Oh, it's Goliath Games, baby! Fwah! Hope you keep it well, dude. Hope you keep it well. Big money plays, right? Ah. Never mind. That's not worth it at this point. Plus, Baby Yoda can probably read our cards. Give me a job, give me security. Give me a chance to survive. I'm just a poor boy in the unemployment line. I got him hardly alive. Nope. Let's go over to the Sunday Storm a minute. We can check out the stack sizes because we might be about to get a short stack. Not likely. Queen's probably going to beat 5s. Yes, they do. So we see a first bounty taken of the day in the Sunday Storm. We don't get ourselves a short stack. Aragorn's won some chips as well. So we're just slightly ahead of Floppy now. Uh-oh. 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 They've done a ridiculously big raise as well. With Ace-Jack, they haven't hit yet. We're going to lose to Queens, but there's so much in the pot for 9s versus Ace-Jack, and we do win that. We do win that. I think they'll tilt go all in with anything now. So let's put in the raise with Ace-9 as their big blind. We get called. Okay. We can come back over the top here, which is pretty cool. No, they just call. Oh, we got middle pair top kicker. That's a tricky one. That's a really tricky one. Let's try and get rid of Napoleon. We really want Napoleon out. We want position here. And then it means the most we can lose is like 6,700 more. No, they call. Oh, that's a problem. Oh, that's a problem. Flip. That makes calling a plunk a lot less attractive when they check shove. Man alive. I mean, they can be drawing, right? They can be drawing. They can have worse. And we're getting pretty nice odds just to try and hit. Yeah, King Queen. We're trying to outdraw. We need an ace or a 9. We get a 9! We get a 9! Another disgusting Rick outdraw. And we have a monster stack on the Power Path 3. Wow. Wow. That's what you get when you mess with the warrior. Bit of Scrubs for you. Scrubs mixed with my favorite all-time wrestler. Man, that's sick. Sorry, guys. All right, we might defend this. Might defend this with the 6-4 of spades. We'll call that for sure. We won't call that, though. No defending here. Getting out the way. Getting out the way. We're currently third out of 248 players. That's all right. Well, it's all right. Ace King. If this holds up. Man, this is going well. If we lose 20,000, less so, but still pretty well, ridiculously. That's how well it's going, that we could just casually lose 20,000 and still be okay. For some reason, the button 20,000 stack really taking their time here. Folds. It's putting a decent sized raise. Yes! Yes, dominating ace-4. They don't hit yet. No scary spade. Oh, no, we got the spade. Oh, baby. Oh, baby. This is absolutely outrageous. We're second out of 246. We have an insane stack for this early in the tournament. Late registration doesn't even end for 25 minutes. Let's go. Thanks so much, Hancock. Thanks, man. The big one starts in half an hour. But these are two $10 that we're in right now, which for us is quite something anyway at the moment, like with the bankroll size we've got. But $100 tournament in half an hour. We're not doing great in the Sunday Storm, although we've not done anything in the Sunday Storm for a long time. Still ahead of Floppy stack-wise. No other short stacks. But we're doing ridiculously well. In part due to two huge outdraws in the Power Path Step 3. No, too early. Probably at a point where we could fold smaller pocket pairs here. I nearly always raise small pocket pairs in this situation, but I think sevens are just a touch too high. Problem is that it's like dream 3-bet zone for a lot of players. Okay, we've actually been really small 3-bet and then a 4-bet. Okay, yep, I wish I just folded them, but 880 to us isn't too much right now, so never mind. Yeah, we would have been against 9s, so we were right to get out of the way. And the ace-queen knocks out the 9s anyway. Okay. We're getting crazy odds. Yeah, we got to call this. Bottom pair, baby. Bottom pair, terrible kicker. Let's go. No way anybody's got an ace. just the 3 other players in this pot, all in with a raise. Would absolutely love a free card. That is not going to happen. We are gone. One more 7 or 4 though, and that would have been a monster, man. Ace 7-4 would have been crushing it. Just the one ace, it looks like. Really don't like that Queen 6 offsuit. Very lucky 9. Very, very lucky 9. Crazy hard temporary guessed. Blinds up next hand on our button. That's pretty cool. Looking at this other table, exactly the same situation we're in. We're going to be under the gun. Oh, okay. This is borderline, but we need to make something happen at some point. We might just end up getting away from it, but we've been really, really tight, so putting in a raise is not the worst thing. Okay, the short stack doesn't go with us. That's of significance. Makes it easier for us to get away. If the button doesn't go in, we're in position in the hand at least. We are at least in position. Goes all the way around to the big blind, and they let it go. Nice. Pretty happy with that result for ace-10, to be honest with you. Oh, and an even bigger big blind. Ace-jack suited. It's not to say the results will be better. Yeah, under the gun raise is a bit scary. I don't think we want to do more than flat this. Especially as we're suited. I feel like we can afford to see the flop a little bit more. It's a shame it's such a big raise, because I feel like it stops other people calling and giving us better value for this call, but I think we've got to try. No. I guess we were kind of looking for any excuse to get away from this. Could have done with this hand last hand. Might call 150 here. Oh, especially as it's the player we got covered. We definitely call 150 here. Hope there isn't a 3-bet. Good evening, Jay Bazza. Good to see you, man. Thank you very much. Thank you. Oh, crud. Open-ended straight draw. I might check shove this. Got 6s on the other table, which we're raising. From middle position. I'll get to there in a second. Oh, that's not a good card. I'm going to give this up now. That did not end how we wanted it to end. Ha! World's tiniest bluff meant that I was obliged to call, and we actually won the pot with king high. Crazy. Crazy. Oh, we've been shoved on with the 6s, huh? They have 3-bet a lot. This is still really borderline. Really borderline. No. Bad call. Bad call. Pocket 9s beats us. Darn. My bad. I do think that probably was a bad call as well. I think ICM-wise, I should have let that go. It was only because he had such a high 3-bet stat that I went in there. I decided he was capable of doing it with ace rag. Don't know if I'm right or not. Got a feeling I might be wrong about that. Oh, someone walking on their keyboard here. Got a pussycat or something. All right, try and live and learn. Nice to be back up some chips here, that's for sure. And if Floppy doesn't win this one, then they're going to be even more short stacked. We've got to keep an eye on them. Might defend this. Fold. Yeah, if there's like a min raise now, we'll take a flop. No, folds round. Okay. Don't mind that. Into queen 9 in the small. Folding on the other table. Take that one down for 1,320 chips. Sit this one out. Pago's been very aggressive with a lot of 3-bets, so I didn't fancy a smaller bet versus them, but they've hardly made a call that wasn't a raise, if that makes sense. Oh, they've done it now. But you would with ace-king, to be fair. And they miss. They are very short-stacked. Pocket 4s. Well, we don't mind if they 3-bet us here. If this goes fold-fold. Oh, it doesn't. Okay, in that case, we'll step aside. Not that married to pocket 4s. Messed up badly enough with 6s. Yeah, I think just because of ICM, the 6s were folds. It was pretty... Say it was cash. It was like a really, really close decision. Like right on the wire if it's cash, I think. But I think for a tournament, especially a satellite tournament, I think you got to fold it. Hey, Simon. Early days, I guess. Bit early to say. We're certainly up here, which is nice. We're a couple of thousand down. We're like 20% of our stack down over here. Gosh, do we want to go in with floppy here if they shove? It's risky, but with the added value... Well, they don't. But theoretically, with the added value of their bounty, it's pretty close. Do we call this? They've actually raised a decent amount, and we really don't have the best hand. It's pretty low in our range. No, I think we can let that go. I think we can let that go. Learn our lesson from the 6s on the other table, right? So yeah, we're trying to claw our way back a bit here. We made a really borderline fold on the river with 7s earlier to lose some chips. The player that's raised here has been pretty tight, and they haven't min-raised. Oh, that's an incredibly tight fold from me. I probably wouldn't normally make that. Blinds go up. I think we have to shove Pago if it folds round. It doesn't fold round. Certainly don't hate getting out of the way with Queen 5 offsuit. Yeah, Pago does go in. Oh. Oh my goodness, what a hand. Ace 9 versus King 10 versus Ace Queen. Ace 9 flopped a flush draw but didn't take it. What? Is that a 3-way split? No, the other 2 split and the King 10 won. King 10 won it on the river and the others had Jacks, 8s and an ace. Yeah, yeah. Wowzers. Flip. Pago has a crazy 3-bet stat, like even bigger than Thrill Hat. They both have crazy 3-bet stats. Maybe I shouldn't have even raised that, considering. Oh, is it time? Is it time over here? I think it's time. We might be shoving this. Ah. I kind of want to call. If I call, what if floppy shoves is the problem? We can go down to 6-7. Oh dear. That was not the flop I was expecting. We could go down to 5-6. We got a jack for the nut straight, and a queen for trips, and an ace for 2 pair, but we don't particularly like the ace. I am starting to think we might have the best hand here. Interesting that CJ checks behind on the turn. What on earth has CJ got? Pocket aces. Pocket aces, yeah. Well, I'm glad I didn't shove the ace-queen. I think I did overplay that slightly. Yeah. Yeah. Considering the bounty, I was probably okay up until the river, and then the river was a fold. It did feel possible that they had something like jacks. Pocket jacks. Well, we've certainly come back from worse stacks. And when we do get a hand, people will want our bounty, so there's a good chance they could go for it. We're only slightly behind floppy, so we could keep an eye out to try and take their bounty if they drop a few chips somewhere along the line, or if we steal the blinds, that would probably do enough to take us ahead. Let's focus here for a minute where it's going well. The big 3 betters to our left are out, so that's good. We get to see a flop and we hit top pair. Well, we're not getting away from this. Top pair, pretty darn good kicker. We're beating queen 10, jack 10. 10 nines ahead of us. Cool. Pretty happy to take that there. And then... Oh, no! 2 hands in a row, and it's the dreaded nines. It's the dreaded nines. Thrill House, who 3-bet shoved us with nines earlier. And another call. Oh, my goodness. Can I possibly call? Learn my lesson and fold nines. Ace, king that hits the king. And, oh, 9 on the river. Oh, my goodness. We'd have had the most disgusting outdraw. But sorry, just to clear up, there was pocket aces. There was 4 aces out there. Ace, king, and pocket aces. But obviously the pocket aces were massive favorites to beat us. I think we go for it this time. Against 6s. We don't hit yet. Run of hearts. No, not there. Nothing's there. We drop a bunch to 6s. That's a shame. If they were capable of doing that with 6s, they were capable of doing that with like ace, queen, ace, jack. More or less the worst case scenario was that coin flip. We easily could have been dominating. So at least that was the right play. I don't mind losing chips when we make the right play. We're big blind next on the other table, so let's hop over there for a minute. Hey, Badger, how's it going? Break in 3 minutes. I think I could do a break. We've dumped chips here. We've dumped chips on the other table, and we've got the big tournament starting in 10 or 15 minutes. So, yeah, fresh cup of tea, clear my head. Go again. Sounds good to me. Pargo in some trouble. Got straight draws and flush draws. Misses it all. Oh, sorry, I didn't even show it you. Pocket jacks. Well, okay. This is it. If we go out now, we go out now. We really might get them to fold here because this is a very big 3-bet. They call with kings. Oh, no. Oh, no. Well, what could you do? Some of the hands that have been being shoved, and yet when we get jacks, we run into kings. That's a shame. That's a shame. Might get my break early. Get myself knocked out here. Bottom pair. All right. All right, come take my bouncy. There you go, guys. It's all yours. That's not a good call. That is not a call we wanted to see. Hopefully he's drawing. He is drawing. He hits. He had 2 overs and a gut shot. It wasn't a great draw with 1 card to go. We were in a nice spot to double up. I do get my break early. Right, we've got 11 minutes until the $100. Let's put it in the thing now. $10,000 ticket satellite. As disappointing as the end of that first hour was, if the $10,000 ticket is won, even if we could also win a $100 ticket or a $2,000 ticket. Even if we win the 2,000, we'd be delighted, right? Obviously, wouldn't be devastated with a $100 ticket. It's funny winning a $100 ticket from a $100 ticket, but we're way less restricted with a $100 ticket we'd win, right? We can absolutely play a Sunday Million with it, which is way easier to make cash off of. Yeah, cheers, Jay Bazza. You know what? Yeah, I'm not devastated how we crashed out of either of those. It was just a bit bad beat and a bit cold decked. Trust the nines. Never trust the nines. I should have done. We'd have riveted it with the nines, and then we'd have actually been okay with the jacks against kings. But there you go. That's how poker goes sometimes. Great to see you, Badger. Hope you're having a good weekend, man. All right. Yeah, might as well go take, a 10-minute break for once rather than 5. I'd tell you what, in that case, we've definitely got some time to put some shorty on. See if there's one that looks particularly interesting for you guys. There's Batman. A cool-looking Batman. There's Helverine. Is that Wolverine from Hell? It looks like it might be. All right. I'm going to put on Helverine. I'm interested to see if this is anything to do with Wolverine. And I'm going to go make a cup of tea and come back and watch the end of it with you guys.
Good morning, comic book fans. Welcome back to Comics in 5 Minutes. I'm your ever-loving host, Shorty. And today we're going to take a look at the Helverine. And I'm not going to lie, I kind of went into this expecting it to be something I wouldn't enjoy that much. And there's reasons for that. Most of it comes down to just my general opinion of Wolverine as a character, and to a certain degree the people who really like Wolverine's character. Around these parts we generally refer to him in the derogatory way of Stabby McKnife Fists. And that's pretty much all I seem to really get from what he is. I mean, yeah, don't get me wrong, he's got the healing factor and a lot of history and stuff like that. But pretty much all the extra dressing that gets thrown over the Logan character seems to fall into one or two camps. Number one, he stabs people with his knife fists in ways which are way cooler and more interesting and shiny. Two, they give him some deep backstory based on trauma, which means people who like him get to at least be like, well, at least he's got a good reason to stab people with his knife fists. That seems to be, and don't get me wrong, I know those are broad strokes, but because I really find the character that interesting, I'm never really gone out of my way to look into that much about him. Don't get me wrong, I've read stuff like The Year One and The Old Man Logan, and back when I was in my late teens, early 20s, I read quite a lot of Wolverine and X-Men kind of stuff, and I really liked him in the X-Men 97 show. It's not that I hate the character, I just don't think there's ever a real good reason to do much with him, because the thing most people seem to like about him is he stabs people with his knife fists really cool. So, I was ready to just be like, well, this is a silly thing based on that thing that happened a while ago where they made him some spirit of vengeance, and it felt like it was a cool thing to stick in a comic book, and I can see why the value of it absolutely shot up, because it is a cool thing to do. But I wasn't really expecting much in terms of, like, something that's going to grab hold of me. But I should have paid more attention, because Percy's writing it, and it's the guy who's been doing Ghost Rider for a while now. And I've got to be honest, I absolutely love his Ghost Rider. It is spectacular. It's got a really nice, chunky, grindhouse kind of feel to it. Every single issue, there's just more gore and splatter paint all over everything, and I absolutely love it. And the characters are actually kind of cool. They're building up some interesting things. They do some bad guy of the week kind of stories every once in a while, but he does it well, and it's always interesting. It's always fun as well. Like, it's so ridiculous, it's over the top that you have to enjoy it for what it is. You can't take it that seriously. But if you want to, there is some, like, depth to it in there as well. So, he's doing it, I'm like, yeah, okay. This actually gives me a chance to, like, engage in it on a way which I thought would be a little bit more interesting than just stabby McKnife fists. But when I opened the first page, I was still a little bit like, oh, okay, because it's very much Marvel art style. And I've said before, I don't really criticise it because it is that, but I think there are lazy ways of doing it and interesting ways of doing it. This one, it looked like just a little bit middle of the road, but very, very well done, but didn't really do too much with it. And then I started paying attention a little bit more, and realised how deep and rich the colouring was in here as well. How much they were willing to throw, like, very thick inklines on stuff and leaning into the shadow play, so much so that even at points when we have flames burning on the page, what we get more is the richness of the shadows that they have been cast and the deep colours, because it's a red, an orange flame rather than a yellow one. All this kind of interplay of light and shadow is really effective in this comic book. Not just that, but it means when we do get some exceptional, ultra-violent kind of moments, there's an excuse that they've got to get away with a little bit more than they usually would do in something which isn't actually like a Marvel Max series. Which is basically because so many things are lit by flame, you can put stuff just in silhouette and show what's happened without really getting into the detail of it. So we get some gory kind of stuff without ever really having to annoy the censors. Don't get me wrong, it's not just a blanket way of censoring it. There is still some pretty nifty violence going on in here. It's still a recommended for mature readers title, and they get away to a certain degree with that. But also, we get to see some really cool aftermath kind of stuff. Because the difference between showing the actual violence on the page as it's happening and just showing the resultant gore piles and stuff like that lying around, which does add to the effectiveness of it without really annoying too many people. It's not exactly kid-friendly, but it's not so much that, like, it'd have to be put out by Avatar, which is kind of nice. If I was going to lay any criticism on this comic book, and it's not one I can really do with much heart and gusto, is the fact that it looks like it's setting itself to be a bad guy of the week kind of series. We end up with Wolverine with some spirit, demonic thing in him, going after bad guys, and he basically gets hired by some government organisation to go after some very specific bad guys, but it does kind of give a list of who they are and how many they are, which means in the future it could just be each issue dealing with one of these things. I think that that is a lazy way that they could go, and I don't think they will, because I do have more faith in Percy for it, and I know good bad guy of the week stories can work really effectively. I mean, Orphan and the Five Beasts, I thought it was going to be that, and it wasn't. It was something different and immaculate and beautiful as a result of it. So I am intrigued. I am going to see where it goes. I'm hoping that my worst expectations, already being laid asunder by just this one issue, are going to be continually torn apart in interesting and visceral ways. That's it for me for now. I might have one more to review this week, but there's really not that much out that's new and not tied into Marvel's Blood Hunt. If you do want to make sure you see everything else, make sure you do the social media thing wherever you've seen this, just so you don't miss anything else. Until I see you all again, though, look after each other, everyone. Stay safe. Bye!
Sorry. Well, here we go. Haven't got my my cup of tea yet, sorry. We'll just focus on this one. I'll go grab it now. When it says 20 tickets in the top right-hand corner, it'll change a lot before late registration ends in an hour, by the way, but first and second are a gold ticket for 10,000, third and fifth are a silver ticket for 2,000, and 6th to 20th are a bronze ticket for like the same amount we entered this for, but like I previously said, we get way more flexibility with it. Can spend it on a Sunday Million next week or something. First or second $10,000 ticket. That is absolutely bananas, isn't it? Absolutely bananas. Imagine having a $10,000 ticket. I'd give anything for it to be the old rules where you could unregister and just have $10,000 tournament dollars, right? We could just have 10,000 as our bankroll. As long as we were playing tournaments with it, which is what we'd be doing anyway. They sure are, Jay Vazza. They sure are. The Akotchas. Yeah, cheers, Simon. Yeah, we didn't get too much luck in the last... Well, we actually, to be fair, we rolled up a huge stack, getting very lucky in the Power Path Step 3, but then we lost it just as quickly, getting unlucky later. Thanks to you, Ed Taylor. Yeah, this is way more important than the last two. But and you know what? Like, I said this to my brother before the poker session today. He rang me up. He said, Happy Father's Day, asked me how I was getting on and everything. And he talks a lot about the poker. And I said, we've got a really, really big day today in the poker. Because we've got two $10 tournaments we're going to play, which is big for us. And then a $100 tournament, which is massive for us, right? But I said, it doesn't matter if we lose it all today, right? Like, if we lose all those tournaments, that's okay. Because it's just good that we're putting ourselves in these situations. And it's all about going back to the drawing board and grinding up again to get back into these situations. And one day, if you do that enough, then it's going to come in, isn't it? You know, we're gonna get somewhere eventually if we keep plugging away. Keep building the bankroll. Keep studying. Keep to our level. We'll get there. I have some free spin and go tickets to spend if we go out of this, and I do kind of want to have a look at the kickoff thing. But the other thing is, I could do with an earlier night. Like, if this goes deep, fantastic. But I could do with an earlier night. Obviously, fantastic if this goes deep. But if it doesn't, I've got the gas man coming to change all my lead piping into copper tomorrow, which is going to be a lot of work, and I need to still do some prep for it. I've done some. Okay, Hellboy, yeah. Tell you what, let's throw in a raise because we haven't put one in yet. This is a borderline raise, but it's certainly not bad. But a lot of the time I might just fold here. But let's put in a raise. Test the waters. I'm going to say that Jack 10 suited is so bad I don't want to see bet. I think Jack 10 suited is about as bad as it gets here. Tarsem might have a jack. He might have just been bluffing, but I think most likely he's got a jack and he's scared of the king. Scared that it's given a straight, scared that it's given a better pair. I think he's probably going to call this with a jack. Yeah, fair dues. Who knows? All I know is it's very unlikely ace-3 of hearts was winning that. Sitting out. What about top pair? Not necessarily Dr. Hellboy, no. The blinds are relatively quick. It's basically the same as the Power Path Step 3. It is a turbo tournament. And there might be other people playing tight, right? Like, if we get a hand with which to do a thing, we've got to do it. We've got to, if anything, it's more a case of picking our moment and trusting when we do. If we get too timid, we're just going to get bullied out. Would have had top pair and a flush draw. Tarsem got bullied last time. Let's go again. That's not to say he might have played absolutely perfectly correctly both times. Sometimes you just get in the wrong situation. Okay, big blind. And a terrible, terrible hand. Almost certainly a fold. Something football. I'm presuming we can't spoil the football. I think anybody that will be watching it live that wants to, including a lot of you guys. Yes, Distorter, exactly. Goal Bellingham. To be fair, like, it was a really, really good run and header from him, but man, the cross was good. The build-up was more impressive than the finish. I say the cross was good. It deflected. So, actually, and actually it was under an unbelievable amount of pressure for the defender. I take it all back. The finish was better than the build-up. Go Bellingham. There'll be later on where we're shoving that. But I think for now, I'm happy to let it go. Bit of tightness just for Hellboy. Yeah, and it's cost him two-man Taylor, hasn't it? It's cost him big. Yeah, he has played more at the table than anybody else. Only slightly more than Blondie. If he folds... Oh, gosh, and he's picked his moment. He says, that's it. No further. I'm either doubling up now, or I'm going out. Or, actually, I thought that would be the case. Now I'm thinking, he might just win what's in the middle. No, Queen Jack calls and hits, but they've got a flush draw and a straight draw. He hits the ace. He hits the ace and he takes it. And that's it from way down to way up, just like that. Sadly, we do not get a card to go with our ace. Oh, maybe that was premature. I don't know. With 4 players left to act, ace 4. We're not going to be that far ahead, even if we are. No, I think I like our fold there. If we're big blind or something, then same again. Then it's a different kettle of fish. It's not always the case. Even though it looks like a tilted shove there, it's certainly not always the case. It's surprising how often they just landed a big hand and they shoved it because they knew they'd look tilted. Bit early position for King 10, so big blind next. Oh, would have hit top pair. We weren't to know. That's not to say 100% that we'd have the best hand, but I fancy that we would. Wouldn't look so good anymore. Come overcard. Neither of which the king. Some straights out there now. Possible flushes. Neither of those particularly likely, but certainly a jack or an ace is. Saying that, the way these guys are checking, I'm wondering if king high is winning this. This is crazy. Okay. Is that a bluff? I think it's a pretty good attempt if it is. Yeah, nice bluff. If it was. All right, 7-8. In the big blind. We can defend a small raise. Blondie has been the most aggressive player at the table. No, Tarsum slightly more. They are the 2 most aggressive players, though, by far, compared to everyone else. And they do put in the small raise. Yeah, okay. Yeah, I really like the call here. I do not like that flop, sadly. That was not what we were looking for. Technically, we have a flush draw. It's just not a flush draw that I'm in any way interested in. All right, now we've got a gut shot to go with our flush draw. Fold, fold. Come on, baby. We are slightly up. In fact, when we fold this, we'll be 10 chips up. Let's go. Thanks, Dr. Hellboy. Bought ourselves some time with the semi-bluff last turn. It wasn't a total bluff, was it? We did have a gut shot straight draw and a flush draw. And other players were telling us they were weak. Sometimes it's good to believe. There was no way the turn card really could have hit Blondie. No, I'm going to wait for better spots still. We've turned this down twice now. These are two pretty aggressive players to our left. Tarsum has already shown that they can 3-bet. We don't want our range to be too wide. If it was suited, we'd have had a little stab. Oh, Ace King looking pretty good. It's good. Make sure of it on the river. Wow, what a turnaround for Tarsum. Up nearly 50% of their original stack now from a situation where they were down to half their stack. No, no. Ace-9 offsuit, early-ish position, mid or mid position. No, not a fan. Blinds going up slowly. They are up quite soon. Probably on us, unfortunately, but so be it. Still 35 minutes till late registration ends, which is the end of the next break. See if we actually make it, unlike the last two tournaments. New player to our right. That's okay. Big stack as well. Well, we might turn down ace-9. We're not turning down jacks. The new player comes out and bets. Tarsum calls us. Oh boy. Oh boy. Pegasus gets out of the way. Good flop for us, to be fair. Really, really good flop, actually. Pretty happy just to take this at this point. Which we do. Under the gun, we let go 4-6. Big blind next. Nice little quarter stack there. Ooh, king 10 of diamonds in the big. A min raise. So 3-bet and we're out, but no 3-bet, and we're definitely having a look. There is a 3-bet, so unfortunately that's us gone. We'd have hit middle pair and run a flush draw and straight draw options. Some easy folds. Yeah, cheers, Dr. Hellboy. The last 4 streams, this being the 5th, if I don't know how well I've played today, to be honest, so far, but the last 4 streams before today, I just really suddenly felt like I'd gone to another level, which is really nice. So yeah, I'm glad that's looking the case in chat as well. Thanks, man. Certainly going to do my best to maintain and improve from here. But that would be a really nice reward for the work we've put in, the time we've done playing, trying to learn our lessons there, and then also the study behind the scenes if we did take a step up recently. Really, really enjoying it as well. And that in itself helps. But it does make sense to enjoy it more when you play a bit better. Ooh, ace-9. Beaten by the flush. The flush comes in. A little bit early for us there. Oh, weird with a limp. I think I'm still folding. Just want to see what Pegasus does. Problem at this level. Very weird to have a limp at this level. Puts in a weirdly small raise for versus a limp. Certainly gets us out though. Limp fold? To like the same amount after loads of... Wow, okay. So Fabio's one to watch. Fabio's capable of very weird stuff. Under the gun next. We are missing a player to our left. I don't think Tarsum went outright. I think he just got moved. Not the worst thing. Having an aggressive player to your left is always a bit dodgy. Forces you to play super tight. Yeah, blinds up on us. Never mind. Short stacks shoves. Doesn't get any takers. Fair play. Good for them. Not a huge blind increase, to be fair. Pretty darn small, in fact. Which is good, because we get a terrible, terrible hand. Just awful. Decent sized raise for once. And a 3-bet. And a 4-bet. Wow. And the 4-bet takes it. That's $100 poker for you right there. I kid you not. Like at the lower stakes, if someone 3-bets, they're not. That's it. They're just in for good, right? But wide 3-betting and being able to fold to 4-bets is very much a higher level play. Would have had a very dodgy looking pair of aces here on this flop. Button next. Cool. And then, yeah, another 3-bet. Man, Pegasus has been so aggressive since he landed on the table. He might just shove here if he goes check, check. Wouldn't be the weirdest thing for Pegasus to just go all in. Almost his stack in the pot already. He does. Yep, I think it's pretty much shove or fold or check there. Gets called by King Queen that had completely missed. Man, I could somewhat understand ace high. This is true to you, man, Taylor. Cheers, Dr. Alboy. Thanks, man. Like so, just got to keep that momentum going. That's the right direction. Now we got to just stay on that course. The Machel's big blind next, and they might feel pot committed from it. We'd have had a full house. Actually, really not a bad full house. Testing bet here from Pegasus. For Pegasus, sorry. From UEO. No, we do not get the hand to see if Nematial's going all in. Somebody else can. Actually, it goes around to the small blind. Yeah, I think this was a raise with any 2 cards, really. I probably would have shoved him, though. I don't like the min raise versus his stack size. And he calls with bottom pair, and that's a good call. 7-3. We'd have had a king and R2, although the 2 would have been counterfeit on the river. It still would have been good. The king. Oh, I was going to say the end of the Machel, but no. It's trip aces on the flop, and that'll do it to beat pocket 7s. Poor Trev. Now short stacked. Actually, like all 4 stacks to the left of us, a little short stacked here. And 2 of them go all in. Trev could be tilted, but I bet you anything he's got a pretty decent hand, at least an ace. Ace, big king, pocket pair. No, connected suited. Ignore me. Ace, king hits. Surely wins. Wins now for sure. Surely wins now for sure. There goes Trev. Oh, okay. We raise sixes. We pick up a short stack caller. We'll test them out on the flop. And they shove. And we've got to go aside because that was not our flop. Done. Oh, well. Oh, well. That was a terrible, terrible flop for us. But it could equally have been just as terrible a flop for them. Yeah, I guess we're calling this. Wow. Well, we could just check call, which is always pretty exciting because they might bluff off more on the turn if they don't have it. There's not too much they can hit to outdraw us here. Now, if they've got ace-6 or ace-5, they're not beating us. Nice, nice. We win our chips back from them. The exact player that took them a moment ago. C-bet and then completely gave up. Oh, we're getting ridiculous odds to top this up, but it's a terrible hand. No, you know what? Oh, well, no, yeah, it's not like... I mean, if we'd had the 5... I'd be decrying this, but it's not like Queen 3 is a monster here. Could easily just get us in trouble. It's one of the reasons why we folded it. Yeah, I think we would be behind. Can't see how Moritz can call with a worse hand here. Yeah, T-Man Taylor, no matter how high I end up playing, I'm like, some of the play, like Fabio as well, just did some totally weird stuff earlier. There's always some players, it seems, that just play completely bonkers poker. Like, unexplicable. Not even just, like, casual amateur poker. Like, like, are you even a functioning adult poker? At $100, like, it just boggles the mind. But it's good. It's encouraging. We'll step aside here. Top 20, yeah. Yeah, gold or silver ticket is incredible. What is it? A pass? They're called passes, aren't they? Gold or silver pass would be absolutely incredible. Bronze pass would be some excitement for another day, similar to this, which is cool, with a bit more scope to make some actual money off it. This is a bit of a long shot, isn't it? Like, even if we win a gold ticket, amazing. Well, then we're in a $10,000 tournament and we're still only 15% to cash, right? I guess we pick a knockout tournament to try and get a bounty, but there's loads and loads of bounty tournaments we play where we go out without taking a bounty or anything, right? So it's pretty hard to cash from $100 here right now in any meaningful way to our bankroll. But yeah, if we took the $100 ticket and went into a PKO Sunday Million, there'd be a much higher opportunity for us to actually make some money. Saka's playing really well so far. Sevens are fine, Trinidad Taurus. It's only nines we have to be careful of. I did slightly overplay sixes earlier, sadly. In all seriousness. Top 50. Well, going top 50, once it all ends in 20 minutes' time, you're throwing in the bronze prizes of $100 tickets, right? Which is fine. Like, that would be nice to turn out $100 ticket into a more flexible $100 ticket. But, you know, we're only over the moon with a silver or gold pass, right? Like, that's crazy good. If we can make that. Crazy good. think what we've got on the England game, by the way, actually, is I think the PokerStars website just gave us a free $20 bet, I want to say. I'm pretty sure that's what we've got on it. I think it had to be an accumulator, though. I think I went Germany, Italy, England. So the other two are in. Also, my small family accumulator has England on it, and Holland, who won earlier. So I should say Netherlands. Sorry, bad habit from growing up in 90s football. Oh, brave call from the Mayshall, who'd made some weird plays before, but it wasn't right. There was a raggy ace. Again, we have King 10, not diamonds this time, of hearts. We have King 10 again in the big blind, and we will again call a small raise here. See if we can make something of this. There is a small raise for us to call. It's the new player. Is it a new player? It is. Yeah, it's the new player that just took over Nay. Oh, another 3-bet from Pegasus, though. This is why I'm so glad we're to the left of Pegasus being aggressive. Imagine if he was to our left and we were making these, you know, trying to call stuff, trying to raise stuff, and he was just like, re-raise all the time. We just have to wait for monsters. And then he'd know that we were playing tight, so it's frustrating. He gets 4-bet again. Was it him that 3-bet folded before? Feel like it was. Pretty tough decision here. This is enough to get him to fold if he doesn't have it. Yeah. Man, brave to 3-bet the new player raising from the hijack with a hand that you're prepared to fold to a shove. Don't think I would have on this occasion. But again, maybe this is why I'm not a top poker player, right? Yeah, we're definitely folding this. There will come a point not too far away where we're just like, oh, it's folded round to our small blind? All in. No matter what we've got. Let's try and take the blinds. Because right now there's... Oh, baby! Well, that's why we weren't doing it yet. Right now there's 1,150 in the pot. Okay. Second raise already for the new player. So that's more encouraging. We're in position as well, so nice not to feel like we have to shove. We could have shoved here, but I think it's fine to just do this. And they shoved before. They just call. It's a great flop for us in that there's no ace or king. It's almost 50-50 there's going to be an ace or a king versus the queens. So very, very happy to dodge that bullet. That would have been a horrible decision. And we can definitely just shove this now. We might see them fold. I would not mind. Like, if they've got a jack... I'd probably rather they fold now than try and 5-out us. And there we go. Just like that, we are up 80% of our starting stack. Not too bad at all. We're above the average stack. We're 73rd out of 751 players. 15 minutes to go to late registration, which is during the break because it's like 11 or 12 minutes to break now. Tell you what, I'm glad we've given this, even if we just like go out next hand now, I feel like we've given this tournament a go now. This feels good. We've definitely played this better than we played the two $10 before. It wasn't that everything we did in those two was horrible, and we definitely had our cold decks and outdraws and everything, but there was just a couple of hands in each that I was like, I played worse than I've played, in my opinion, the last 4. But the reason might be that because they were $10 tournaments compared to mostly $2 and $3 that we were playing in the previous days, that it's a bit like Blood Bowl, right? Where the better players you play, the more awkward situations they give you to solve. So you can feel like you play worse, but it's actually your opponent's good play. It's so easy in the $2 and $3 just to wait to a spot for a spot that you know that you're profitable in the long run, right? Yes, you might get outdrawn, but you just avoid the trickier situations. But against the better players, if you avoid the trickier situations, you just fold yourself to death. They're never ever going to give you enough solid, profitable situations that you can just play that tight. And there's definitely a step up from like $2 to $10. And then another one from $10 to $100 for sure. Thankfully, I've played just enough of various levels to be able to adapt my game enough to feel like we can do something in a tournament like this, right? I'm not comfortable at this level. I'm not particularly experienced, but I'm not brand new and like deer in the headlights either. If we get a good run, I can absolutely capitalize on it. Yeah, this is true, Jay Bazza. Yeah, I got to remember that sometimes. I think it is easy to forget that. Yeah, T-Bad Taylor. Yeah, they had a good run there, but they are gone now, at least from this table. And the player to our right's changed now. They're actually sitting out. Can't imagine that'll be for long, but we'll see. It's us that got moved, maybe. No, because unless we got moved with this player now on the right, because we've played a lot of hands against them. Oh well. Yeah, absolutely, Jay Bazza. Yeah, the dream spot in a way. How is 40th only $12? Because, Veli, they have to at least make the prize before the final prize, the first prize. The prize after the first prize has to at minimum be a bronze $109 ticket, right? So if there's any amount of money left over, no matter how small, even if it's $1, they have to put that as a prize for the next place after that ticket. So the first prize can be basically any stupid amount. And then after that, it's a minimum of $109 ticket after that. Actually, that isn't quite necessarily true, because sometimes they split the leftover cash. They shouldn't. They should just give whatever leftover cash below 109 is to the player finishing last before the tickets, but they don't. They sometimes split it, which is completely bonkers. Hey, Plague's in the house. It goes okay. It goes okay, thanks. We're slightly up in this tournament, and we rarely qualify for $100 tournaments. So it's really, really nice to be in it. Good fun. Good fun. Oh, it's very exciting for your coworker. All the best to them. All the best to them. One of my old poker friends. He's not really a poker player anymore, though he's still fine when he plays right. But he's a very successful businessman, and he went last year. Yeah, 1,500. Fantastic. It's very much my dream to do that one day. Not the worst thing not to be doing it right now because the kids are so small, but in a couple of years, when Mrs. Reckless wouldn't miss me quite so badly for a couple of weeks or something, I'd absolutely love to go and play the World Series. I would certainly have a real sense of accomplishment if I ever won a bracelet. Holy moly, that would be insane. I think we're going to fold this again, you know. It's very similar to when we had things like A7 on the button earlier. And sadly, these aren't the players that we folded to show that we were tight from the button earlier either. Oh, okay, well, easy decision now. A little bit later, we'll be looking to shove back over the top of raises like that. But we're a bit big to be shoving that at the moment. And maybe slightly better than A7 would be nice. There's 1,300 every pot at the moment. That's not too bad for us. We've got a bit of time just yet. Yeah, sorry, Valley, and I'm sorry if I didn't explain it any better. So the tournament we're in is for tickets to bigger tournaments, right? There's a couple of tickets for $10,000 tournaments. There's a handful of tickets for $2,000 tournaments, and then there's like 20 tickets for $100 tournaments that are all then for cash. They're not for even bigger tickets, right? It doesn't get much bigger than 10,000. Very rare in the world there's a bigger than $10,000 poker tournament. It does happen occasionally, but not. We're never going to satellite into one from... you know what? It doesn't feel like the right time for fours under the gun. Yeah, we're never going to satellite into one from a PokerStars satellite. So, oh, break time. So basic. Oh no, it's doing that. No, 5 minutes to break. Sorry, it's doing that weird breaking up the table and calling it players on a break, which isn't truly accurate. Oh, it's a shame the blinds are so big because I'd absolutely love to call this, but no. Maybe if it was Jack 10 suited, might well have been tempted there. Yeah. So what we're trying to do is win a ticket for a bigger tournament, or at least for the same size tournament, but for cash prizes rather than ticket prizes. And then, but because the amounts of money that people enter this tournament for don't exactly divide into those tickets, there ends up being a small leftover amount of cash. Ah, yeah, Jay Bazza, I think, has probably broken it down better than I did there. Hopefully between us we've made some sense. It can be hard, can't it, when you're so locked into a community and the lingo, you know, suddenly trying to explain it to someone with fresh ears to the situation. Mrs. Reckless laughs at me all the time for the stuff I come out with. What did she ask me about? I was talking to her and she was like, "What's a bad beat? What do you mean bad beat? What's donking?" And I was like, "Oh yeah, sorry, just hadn't even thought twice that makes no sense out of context." Jay Vaz said my explanation is better. No, I think yours was. Ooh, raising a 3-bet very early. The big blind's having a real good think, or are they just sitting out? It's unusual, but you do see it. People can get bad internet, right? What's going on? There we go. I was worried it was us then. couldn't quite understand why it wasn't folding them. So we're under the gun next hand. See what we get. Break soon. No, we're not under the gun next hand. We're under the gun next hand. Little bit early position for ace 4 of spades. Ah, always exciting to see a king or an ace drop first, but nope, nothing to go with it. That's okay. Man, Bellingham's good. So we have a friendly without Bellingham, and it's pretty terrible. And we have a match with Bellingham. It's going a lot better. It's almost like he's the best player in the world. Don't particularly want to play 2-9 suited, but all right, I tell you what, this is actually TFG's first raise, and no one else has gone with it, so yeah. It's always tempting to call them in, especially with suited cards, but I think it's okay to let that one go. We do have to watch things now. The blinds are getting up there. The problem is that the players, well, like nobody's on starting stack. We're actually the short stack on the table with a 50% increase from start. We're only just under the average stack. We're unlucky that we're at a table with players all above our stack size here. We were playing Blondie earlier and they were off to our right, and now they're off to our left. Yeah, in theory, we're going for even better tickets. Yes, hopefully. With the absolute top possibly being a $10,000 ticket, which is just bonkers, right? Absolutely crazy town. I've never played for anything like that in my life. I think the most I've ever played for is probably $1,000 ticket. So literally 10 times the most I've ever played for. The most I've ever won a couple of times is about $8,000. Break time. Lovely. See you in 5. Woo! All right, I'm not even going to have the football on now. I'll rely on you guys for updates. This is too big of a shot to... Yeah, look, starting stack's just open shoving now. And that is late registration over. So, 53rd makes $13. It would be fair to say that really we're aiming for 52nd plus. Just to break it down for you a little bit further, 3rd to 9th gets a $2,000 ticket. So 10th to 52nd, that is, gets a $100 ticket. 3rd to 9th gets a $2,000 ticket. And the top two get a $10,000 ticket. There's 231 players left of an original 428. So we're almost exactly half the original player base. We have just under the average stack here. We are 50% up on the starting stack. And we're 122nd, almost halfway from here to the remaining players, but also well outside of the prize positions at the moment. But obviously all of that could change. We could go out next hand. We could double up and find ourselves in a prize position. Sounds good, Jay Vazza. I'm very, very good at bad poker explanations when people want. Just a little bit early for King 10, particularly offsuit. So big blind next. Hopefully the blinds don't go up on us. I wouldn't think so at this point. We'd hit middle pair. Would not have been delighted. Definitely wouldn't like it with an ace on the river. Oh, ace on the river gives it to ace 7. They were bluffing the flop, but to be fair, King 9 check called with nothing. They were trying to take it away. They just picked a really bad moment to do it. Oh, okay. That call of the raise from Dom is giving us some really nice odds to... Let me just turn my phone down, sorry. I accidentally got it on loud. Really, really nice odds to call this. Got a little excited when the 9 dropped. That was kind of the card we were looking for here to make us straight. And then if the last card had been a jack, we would have been there. But it wasn't, and we're not. The initial raiser checks. That's interesting. So Dom finds himself in position and betting, which he probably wasn't expecting. Yeah, check fold from the original raiser. Okay, blinds go up on our small blind. We don't land it, but we've got an M of 5 now. So to be honest with you, I think next chance we get to like small blind, big blind shove, we're probably going to take it. Yeah, great question, Cluck Little. I don't know. Because a lot of them are like the main event of a big tournament series. So there's been tons and tons of satellites to them, right? So it is quite a lot. Even if there isn't a ton of players that have directly bought in. There is live ones as well. Yep. Like, you know, classic example is the World Series of Poker main event is $10,000. Has been for absolutely years and years. Despite inflation. Never changes. Slightly better hand here. This would be a tempting shove, but I think we just step aside for now. We're going to have to pick our spot and go for it soon, right? Can't hang on like this forever. Guess I should have shoved myself. Oh, would have flopped 2 pair, but we weren't to know. Pulled this with some very aggressive play. Does take it down. Oh dear. So yeah, I got just over an M of 5. Blinds up in a couple of hands time, maybe. Gosh, I'd pretty much love anything now, like a pair of 6s or something, or an ace jack to shove and try and take some blinds. I'd be very, very happy with. Queens versus Ace King, the classic race, and the Ace King hits. Jacks would have won with a straight, but there wasn't Jacks. Slightly too weak for us still. We'll let this one go. Also, I'm eyeing up the blinds increase. Blondie doing what we need to do soon if we get a hand. Kubota Joe's going to be pretty close to committed on the big blind next hand. There's going to be like a 1/5 of their chips in. Big jump next blind level. The one going up now isn't too bad. It's just 200 more, but then it's 400 more the one afterwards. So it really is business time for us very, very soon. Even if we don't play for the next 4 minutes, we're absolutely forced to then when it goes up one more time. A lot of aces in the flops today. It's a lot more short stacks at the table now than the table we were at earlier, weirdly. 2 very, very short stacks, and then we're one of 3 pretty short stacks. Okay, blinds up. We're under the gun. And the big blind is short stacked. 9-10, not quite going to cut it. It's going to be interesting to see what we get in the big blind. Still pretty hard for us to call, though, at the moment. We're really looking to be the one to shove. Would have had an open-ended straight draw, but another ace on the flop. All right, big blind. That would have been the time to get something. It absolutely doesn't happen. We have 5 deuce offsuit. A limper! A limper! No way! Ah, the short stack shoves, not too surprising. Surely Dom's got to call. It seems crazy to me if they don't. Yeah. Jack 8 suited, calls an A6. We'd have flopped the straight. Oh, Kubota Joe. You have ruined my day, sir. I kid you not. I kid you not, Kubota Joe. I was so close to being able to check and flop it a straight. Wow. Absolutely brutal. Absolutely brutal. All right, it's very much time to get shoving now. We almost want to cover our whole cards and just wait for the right spot to go all in. We're back to starting stack. We are absolutely desperate. The anti next hand is going to take us down to starting stack. Well, still 2 chips up. Two chips up from starting stack. Better than nothing. Ace 9 suited on the button. And there's a limp. What are these limps? I don't understand. I truly don't. It's an early position limp as well, which is so weird. What is Kubota Joe doing? Thank you. Right, if it's a trap limp, it's a trap limp, right? I just don't understand. We've been waiting and waiting for a hand. This is it. If we're 3 outing with a flush draw to boot, so be it. No, 10-8, and we hit 2 aces, but they've hit the flush draw. Oh, I so thought they'd hit it on the river. We get our double up, baby. We get our double up. And again, we find ourselves completely baffled by the play. It's great to see, and if we take away nothing else from this, it's great to see there's money to be made in $100. Okay, blinds take that big jump up. Obviously, somewhat less relevant to us now. We've got our double up, but We've still got to keep an eye on this. Basically got an M of 6 now. Which is still pretty close to needing to shove. When the blinds go through us one more time, certainly when they go up, we're going to be looking for most excuses to shove again. There goes Kubota Joe. We're just under average stack now by 7,000. That's not too bad. There's always some huge stack throwing that off. The good thing is we hurt pretty much every stack at the table now. No one really wants to lose 22,000. 145 players left. So basically a third of remaining players now. Just over. Get something. The really, really, really short stack finally goes. Third guess. It's a mandatory call for Kubota Joe. Okay, no, the small blind says it's theirs. I guess they've got a quite strong but not ridiculously strong hand that they want to isolate this. Kubota Joe surely has to realize that. No, it's aces. Wow, what do I know? Versus ace king. The king is there. Another king. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Ace king outdraws aces. You see that very, very rarely. Wow. Brutal. At least it was an absolute tiny amount the Principe, lost there. Flop straight tonight, I know, right? I know. Would absolutely love the fold. I'm expecting the shove. Would be crazy happy with the fold here. Yeah. Pity. Pity. We certainly could have called that quite a lot wider than we would any other position. That's not gonna do it versus a shove. Neither's that. Oh, saying that, no. I tell a lie. Look how short the two stacks to our left are. If this folds around to us, this is a mandatory shove. And I'm actually quite glad we're king high. We can't lose much more than is already in the pot, which is just incredible value. Kubota Joe again takes our play from us, man. That's frustrating. Okay, no, there was a call. In a sense, he saved us. We'd have flopped two pair. Kubota Joe. We'd have got a full house. Oh, my goodness. This is terrible, terrible time to be sitting left of Kubota Joe. Blinds up soon. I really want him out, but probably takes this. He does. The only upside of this aggression is if we land a fairly strong hand. Ace Jack, pocket sevens, something in that ballpark plus. King Queen. One look in my eyes and you'll realize you got my heart in your hands. Won't you let me know something more? Where did we go wrong? Yeah, I don't wanna fight. All I wanna do is try and understand. I'm reaching out for you, babe. What can I do? I've been holding on so long. I don't wanna live a lie, and I don't wanna say goodbye. I can't let you go, even though it's over. I just can't let you go. I feel your love growing colder. Oh, sorry guys. Just letting out some of the tension. Okay, Kubota Joe, this time could be gone. Baldis could take 2. We're not going to immediately see, because Kubota Joe left 1,000 behind. There's no way Baldis is folding to anything here. The 1,000 might as well just go in. There it is. Baldis has to call. And kings are beating ace king. And there's the ace! No, and oh wow, the 9. My word. Oh, queen 9. I was hoping for an ace or a queen to go with that. Maybe even a king. So third guest somehow carries on. Baldist gets themselves relatively short stack down to our level, which so many of the players at the table are. There's only 2 players with a comfortable stack. And Kubota Joe makes a very small amount of profit. They were in for a fortune. They were due to go out on the flop, in for a fortune on the turn, and basically broke even after the river. That hand could not have changed any more. Oh, he calls with queen 9 suited, and he's got a straight draw, but there is a 10 out, so the 9 doesn't help him, and the 5 doesn't help him. Okay, Kubota Joe's so short stacked now that we could call comfortably with our jack 9 if it folds round to them. And I was going to say, maybe nobody wants to try and steal this because Kubota Joe's probably going in, so Blondie, you'd think, especially under the gun, has to have woken up with a hand here. Unless they were really thinking this hand or next, because I'm big blind next, and they've picked up a hand like ours, but we can't afford to have a look. We've just got to go. Oh, ace 4 has a flush draw, but it doesn't get there. So, yeah, Kubota Joe gets their double up. It was only ace 4 under the gun. Wow. Jack 9 would have won. Kubota Joe. I was going to say does it again, but no, Blondie shoved us out this time. This is a shove from us if Kubota Joe moves out of the way, but we know what he's like. This is a prime spot for him to shove. I'm probably shoving any 2 cards. To be fair, I'd have done pretty much everything Kubota Joe's done so far. It's just so frustrating because it takes away our play every single time, which is so frustrating. And we just haven't quite got the hands big enough to go with it. We keep hitting all these middling hands that would be good for a steal, and Kubota Joe takes the play away from us. Blinds up very, very soon. I guess we want it to be next hand. I might time this down. Okay, it looks like I don't need to. Kubota Joe's doing it for us. At some point, if we get a double up soon, we should start running the timer ourselves, but our stack just isn't good enough that we want to do that at the moment, I wouldn't say. Jacks versus Ace King flush draw misses. Third guest does it again. Credit to... Oh, look at this blind increase. My word. My word. Well, this is just bonkers now. This is a shove if it falls round. That's how crazy it just suddenly got. We got an M of 2. We've just absolutely got to go the first chance we get now. That's it. Even like Who knows? Under the gun, 3-2 offsuit. It might even be a shove. Like, it's just that crazy now. Kubota Joe's just denied us time and time and time again. So TFG just won a hand, and we can put them almost all in. Yeah, this is a nice spot to shove. That's how desperate we are. The problem is Blondie, but hopefully Blondie takes another hand, right? Is what we've got to hope. This is it, guys. 8-4 suited is my favorite hand, particularly 8-4 of diamonds. We really need Blondie to fold. Ah, Blondie calls. So we're going to be a 10,000 stack. Oh, Blondie got queens. My word. We don't even have a straight draw. Nope. Nope. Absolutely nothing. And we've just shown that how desperate we are as well. That we do that. All right. We might as well wait for a legitimate hand now. We'll pick one of the next 3 hands. The blind's gone into the big stacks anyway, so they can just way too comfortably call us. Sadly not, Jay Vazza, would you believe? Oh, well done, Blondie. Man, some of the players here have miraculously come back. Thank goodness. We haven't had a hand like this in ages. Absolutely ages. If we're going to go down, we're going down with a legitimate hand. Pocket 8s. Blondie isolates. That's really good. So we just hope we haven't got stupid unlucky and run into a bigger pocket pair. We have, in the big blind of all things, is pocket kings. We don't hit our 8. We would have lost to king queen anyway. They hit the queen. Well, there we go. We came 94th, and there were 53 places paid. Although, to be fair, 53rd was $13, so 52nd, really. We came frighteningly, frighteningly close. We tried our best, and honestly, if Kubota Joe hadn't been on our right, if just a more regular player had, we'd have not ended up in that situation we were in. Though, to be fair, it would have really taken something for us not to shove our 8s there and run into the kings and lose. So I guess we got a little cold decked in that sense. That was fun, though. That was really fun. I might wrap this up with a couple of $10 spin and goes, because we've got 2 tickets. Pretty sure. Oh, well, at least that wasn't too brutal a way to come close but miss out. Especially with the, like, initial 30 tickets or whatever all being $100 tickets again. If they were all like $2,000 tickets, that would start to hurt a bit more. Right, let me just change the tournament info. I don't want to be doing that during. All right, 2 $10 spin and goes. The problem with something like that was tempting, actually, T-Man Taylor. Yeah, for sure. I totally see where you're coming from there. The problem with that is the kind of thing that ICM frowns on, right? So you've got to be really, really confident that you're ahead of their range. Okay, not $20, $30. That's a good start. $30 would be extremely welcome in our bankroll right now. Push us back up into the $200 echelons, just short of. I'm sad to be finishing, really. I'm still enjoying the... that says something as well. There was a time before, like a few months ago when we were playing, where if we'd played a big tournament and I got knocked out, I'd be like, you know, I really wouldn't want to play anymore. Just want to go away to bed. But now, like, I'm just enjoying the poker so much that, like, I'm like, oh, man, it's a shame I got the gas guy coming tomorrow. Could keep this going forever. 48-hour session. Oh, this is borderline stuff. They've been crazy aggressive. Go on. Ah, raggy ace. Oh, we've hit the king. And they've not got any more outs but the ace. Very lucky, very lucky. There's always a risk it's a raggy ace there. They had raised such a crazy amount. I don't think it was a terrible play. Ooh, this is pretty close to a shove, weirdly. But no, go on. We'll give it a hand or two. Oh well, easy call, thankfully, against the short stack. I was thinking if we had absolute junk, like 7 deuce or something, we might struggle to call here. Folds to us. Nice, nice. And we get an ace. So we can shove this. That's really good. That's really good. Easy shove. Easy shove. Literally clicking the button, it's not clicking. Okay, so we're ahead just of king. Yeah, he hits. Well, this is how we made our chips, to be fair. Can't complain, unfortunately. Too much there. Can't complain. Blinds up on us. Oh, that's ugly. Ugly $40. Could do with a bit of a hand here to call Ulian. That might be good enough. Okay, okay, we've got to move aside for burner then. Ulian surely shoving next hand. Ah, they call with Queen Jack. Fair enough. They are dominated. We would have had a straight draw and missed and missed. Okay, cool. Right, so we're heads up. We are a little bit short stacked. The blinds are pretty big. This might be an any 2 card shove, to be honest. Let's just bang it in. Oh, he calls us, though. He's got a raggy ace. We're 50-50. And boom, baby. Boom. We hit and we take a small lead. And now we've got the connected suited again. Very happy to see a flop. Was worried he was going to shove. I don't think we could have called. Ah, swing and a miss. If we take our time here, blinds up next hand, which is what we want. Checks it. Really? Really? No, I'm not playing this hand. You take it. I don't trust you at all. No, oh gosh, I really think maybe we could have taken that on the turn. Wow, yes we could. My bad. Checking was weak. Okay. That's going to do. That's going to have to do. The blinds are that big that that's good enough. Woo! Big enough to shove. It's a different kettle of fish for calling for people that are a bit newer to poker. You have to have a lot better to call than you do to push all in, because there's a thing called fold equity. You get extra value from getting them to fold. Oh, 6-9. Probably a little bit shy here. Let's wait a hand. Borderline. Borderline. Oh, now king 5. Okay, we saw him limp something rubbish last time. Let's throw the king's high enough that we can shove this. Blinds up as well. If they fold this, I'm shoving next hand no matter what we've got. The blinds are so big now, it's absolutely ridiculous. There's just too much in his big blind. And he's got enough that he could fold as well. So, yeah, let's just throw the dice. It's really good value if they fold. They call with a slightly better hand. We've hit the 6. Do we hang on? He's got an 8 for a straight. We hang on. Unbelievable. Huge $30 for our bankroll. Right, we have one more free $10 ticket. Let's see what the prize is. That's a nice way to end. Even if that's it now, that's a really nice way to end. $20 ticket. Oh, I'll tell you what, I might play one more after this. I'll tell you why, because if you get 3 20s in a row, then calls us with deuces. And we hit the jack. Running clubs? Running clubs. Whew, okay, not running clubs. That was scary. That was scary. Right, let's... the blinds are so low. Let's actually try and play some poker here. See what happens. Calls us, but we're in position. We can represent the ace. we get a straight draw, this might give us a free card. No, he just folds to us. Fantastic. Okay, blinds up in a moment. Blinds will be up next hand. Yeah, got to respect that, sadly. It's too big of a shove for us to call with Queen 10 relative to the blinds. Nah, don't love that. Need to show that we can fold some buttons. Cool. Happy to see a flop with this. We hit bottom pair. Okay. We'll check call this. We're not necessarily trying to draw. We think we might be ahead here. And if a 2, 3, or 4 comes, it's a little hard to see what he could have now with nothing, but... I'm happy to check call. Nice. Nice. Okay, we win a little flop. He had Jack 3. Alright, blinds up. Next hand after this one. We've got a hand that sees a flop well. If they shove, we have to fold. We do. Okay. Alright, we'd love to shove this almost any 2 cards. We've got to fold the most junky junk. Yeah, okay. Okay, that's just about good enough. Oh, he calls us. Flip. Okay, we got live cards at least. He's missed, so have we. We hit the turn, and he hits the river. Oh, so close. So close. We like the ace. We're going to call with the ace. We like the ace a lot. There's a good chance with 60-40 here if he shoves. Is he timing out? What on earth? That's weird. Is he trapping? Doesn't feel like it. No, gives us that one. That's good. Ace king, nice. We'll try and trap. We don't successfully trap, but the ace comes. He's been quite loose, so go on. We'll put in a 40, and if he's got a 6 or a 10, I wouldn't be surprised to see him shove over the top. All right, our big blind is 60. Pretty significant big blind. And we get a monster. Great time to get it with the big blind so big. Is he multi-tabling? I can't believe how long he's taking each hand. He limps again. He must know that we're going to shove. No, he doesn't. Wow, crazy. 2s? That's another shove? All right. Blinds up to 40, 80. Absolutely bonkers big now. And we get ace-king. Oh, my goodness. Please be dominating. Not dominating. We're actually behind the 4s. We need to hit. Club me. Yes, the king. The king, baby. We take down 2 in a row. All right, let's see if we get a $20. He is multi-tabling. He's in this one as well. We don't get a $20. Okay, this is going to be the last one that we play. And if we lose, we're back in the 200s now. We're on $209, which is a really nice return to form. Nice way to end it. If we win, we're basically on $250, which is really, really nice. Suited jack. There's a limp. Chance that we get to try and fish for some clubs. We do fish for some clubs. We hit a jack on the turn. So we got second pair and a flush draw. 2 pair on the river. Just hope he hasn't hit the flush. What did they have? I'll tell you now. They had jack 10. Oh my goodness. What an out. Well, I guess we had the flush draw right, but what an outdraw. What an outdraw. Hitting that 4. We did it in style, that's for sure. Right, blinds up. Suited ace, and they are under 10 big blinds. Let's throw that in. Lovely. Jack 10. Can't quite call a shove, sadly. We'd like to see a flop. We don't get to see a flop. It is a shove. Pity. Yeah, this is actually good enough to shove now because GM Mister is so small. It's worth risking what he's got. Oh, we love that. We love that. We've been very aggressive as well, so this looks a lot weaker than it is. We get called by the short stack. I'd love Rijkaard to call as well, to be honest. He doesn't. We are beating Jack 5. They don't hit. They haven't got any diamonds. 10 for a straight. They need the 10. They don't get a 10. We end with 2 pair. All right. We've just got to take out Rijkaard. The blinds are up again. Sadly, we're big blind because I'd love to shove any 2 cards here. Yeah, they shove. Flip. Okay. Okay. Ace 9. That is easily a shove. Would not hate a call here. We don't get one. They have to shove so much of their range here. Sadly, Queen 2 is slightly too bad. Ace 9. Why do we keep getting the good hands when we want to shove? I almost want it the other way around, really. They call. With the worst hand, we're actually dominating. We just need to dodge the king and 2 diamonds. 2 diamonds. Oh, I thought it was a diamond. Oh, baby. Oh, baby. I tell you what. It might have been a disappointing day on the MTTs, but we have ended it in absolute style. We have clean sweeped 3 $10 spin and goes, 2 of which we were in for free. We have got the bankroll. Well, I'll tell you exactly how much we just won there. Minus the $10 for entering, we won $80. Our bankroll just went in a blink of an eye from 170 to 250 like that. Monster increase. Absolutely monster. And that's why we do some of these bets to get the free tickets, because when they come in real, real big. Thank you so much for being here, ladies and gentlemen. I need to go and get the house ready for the gas man. I might be able to come on tomorrow night. I don't even know if I'm going to have access to the computer because it's probably a 2-day job. I'm going to try and leave access. So if so, I might see you for another stream tomorrow night. Also, if I'm not exhausted, because I'll be helping him a lot of the day. We'll see. I'll try. Have a great rest of the night anyway, and a great day tomorrow, start of the week. Thank you. Woo! We play. And if we lose, we're back in the